Alrighty, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's show. This is our February 20th show. So today we're going to go over a couple of things today. But first, we're going to start with our announcements, updates. Then we're going to go to our um, topic for the day, one of the two topics, which is the Airbnb posting its first ever profit. And then from there, we're going to get off into why eggs are so expensive right now. So today's a little bit of a different show for today, but starting off with our updates. So if you are able to catch these shows live, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on the platforms. And when you comment live, I can actually see the comments. So if you would like to ask me any questions or even join me on the show, you can actually do that also. Something else is that beginning in March, we are going to have another four-part series. This is going to be centered around the senior care um, planning space. So what does that mean? Is that say you have an aging parent that needs some care, which simply means they need someone to watch them because they need help with their activities of daily living, right? Dressing themselves, bathing themselves, or even feeding themselves, right? We're going to have a four-part series on that planning space, which is going to cover the insurances that you can help to pay for that, which is called long-term care insurance. And then we're going to go over the different um, types of care, which is assisted living, and then the full term. Think of it like a full time care, right? And so I'll be bringing in a couple of guests that own facilities here in the Los Angeles metro area to speak on their expertise. So, first story for today is Airbnb posted their first ever annual profit, right? So I'm going to share the story with you. This is going to be from CNN. So let's go ahead. All right, so this is from CNN Business. This is from February 15th. So this is very recent. So we're going to go ahead and just read this first line right here. Airbnb shares posted their biggest one-day gain in trading Wednesday after the home rental service posted its first annual profit, and they forecast a sunny travel outlook in 2023 and an uptick in listings. So the reason why I thought I'd share this story today is because I want to essentially highlight what it takes to run a profitable business. And if you are actually in business for yourself and you've been profitable right from the start, give yourself a pat on the back, because even Airbnb, which is finance, has been funded through some venture capital firms, just now posted their first ever annual profit. Right. So I'll go to their website and share with you when they were founded. So let's go to this here. So this here is on the Airbnb news page on the About Us section. So Airbnb was born in 2007, right? So that's, let's call it 16 years right here. So they've grown into a massive company, right? But for 16 years, they were not profitable. So the reason why I share this is that if you are a business owner running a profitable business, then you deserve a pat on the back, some praise, because even Airbnb, which was massively backed and financed, it took them 16 years to post their first ever annual profit. And if you kind of look at, we're going to go back to this article right here. I'm going to highlight this. So in 2022, the company reported 1.9 billion in earnings. But if you look at the year prior, they were at a net loss of $352 million. So I just wanted to highlight all of the owners and movers and shakers in the room that are actually moving the needle, running successful businesses. You actually are doing an amazing job without having any backing or financing from quote unquote angel investors. So that's our first tidbit for the day. Something else that I wanted to get into is, if you've noticed in the grocery store, why eggs are so expensive. So I came across a couple of things myself that I wanted to share with you, but I wanted to start off with a story. So usually when I go to the store, I buy a couple things, a couple of household staples that I need. So I need bacon, butter, sharp cheddar, some bread, and milk, right? And of course, plenty of water. And what I started noticing is that the price of eggs was going up drastically. So usually I will buy the organic eggs, right? I do that just to put good food into my body, right? I want to be fueled for the day. And I'd buy the 18 pack at Ralph's. This is out here in Los Angeles. And so usually I say, organic eggs would run you around sometimes five, six bucks. Um, and a gallon of milk, organic milk, would be about four or five bucks. And I noticed towards the end of last year, I was like, man, why am I paying 10, 12 bucks for eggs now? And why is a gallon of milk costing me $10? Now, granted, it's organic and it's like supposed to be of the best quality. Um, but I just noticed that uptick. And what I found um, was some data from the US Department of Agriculture. So I'll share this with you here in relation to the egg prices being so high. All right, so this comes from the United States Department of Agriculture, and this is going to be published or updated as of Wednesday, January 11th of this year. So what they point out is that there was an avian flu outbreak last year, which pretty much spiked the cost. So if you've been wondering why eggs are so expensive, right? It's because, at least from the Department of Agriculture, they're saying that there was an avian flu outbreak. So let me just highlight this and read this really quickly. Highly pathogenic avian influenza, a disease infecting birds and poultry, struck egg laying hens throughout 2022. As a result of recurrent outbreaks, U.S. egg inventories were 29% lower in the final week of December 22 than at the beginning of the year. So, what you have there is simple supply and demand. The demand stays the same, but the supply drops, which makes the cost to you, cost of an egg, come at a premium. So, there was a flu outbreak. And so, let me go ahead and highlight this next point to give you some more sauce. By the end of December, more than 43 million egg laying hens were lost to the disease itself or to depopulation since the outbreak began in February 2022. Losses were spread across two ways. From February to June, I'll highlight this next point, let's call it 30 million hens. And from September to December, 12.6 million hens. So we lost a whole lot of egg laying chickens, egg laying hens. So if you've been wondering why prices were skyrocketing, going off to the moon, uh, here's why. This is per the USDA. All right. Something else that I had found that I wanted to share. Um, let's pull this up right here. This is another article from Entrepreneur. Let me share this. So from entrepreneur.com, there was another, I'm not sure if this is actually included in the data from the US Department of Agriculture. So that's a little disclaimer. But this is saying that there was a fire at a major farm in Connecticut. And this was actually, well, the story was published January of this year, right here. And so essentially, you had another 100,000 hens dead. And this was actually confirmed by the Department of Agriculture. So I'm not sure if that's been essentially included in the prior stats because that was due to the influenza. But this is just something else that I had saw that I figured would be of interest um, to you out there. And this was the video that was shared. And it says that 5.5 million people actually viewed this video. So we're down to the wire for our show today. Let me go ahead and stop sharing. So as always, if you find this information valuable, like, comment, subscribe it, share it with a friend who owns a business, someone that is moving and shaking in their industry, that's looking for some financial guidance, some sound advice. And there's going to be some information down on the ticker below where you can reach out to me and schedule a virtual chat with me. So I look forward to seeing you all next week at the same time. Take care and have a good one.